Have you ever been so incredibly excited for a particular event to happen and yet felt overwhelmed by all the tasks you have to get done before you're ready for that exciting event to actually happen? Well, that's the circumstance we find ourselves in. We are so incredibly excited to get on the road to Tiny House America's traveling creative digital nomads, and yet the list of things we have to get done before we can do that is long. We are getting our home, our truck, and lifestyles ready for travel, and that takes quite a bit of figuring out. Many of the things we are trying to prepare for and figure out don't have a simple answer. We find that if we let ourselves think too much about everything that has to get done, we feel completely exhausted, overwhelmed, and even a bit hopeless. None of those feelings are any fun or helpful in getting the tasks done and challenges overcome. We are also finding that we can handle long and complicated lists of things to do day after day if we seek to find and appreciate simple and grand wonders and moments of awe along the way on a daily basis. It is amazing how much more fun chores and problem-solving scenarios go if wonderments are being appreciated along the way. Sometimes the wonderments are related to the task, and sometimes they're not related at all. We recently moved into our tiny house on wheels on this farm in Northwest Washington. We only have a few months to figure out how to make our new lifestyle in a traveling tiny house work for us. While we continue working on our long list of tasks, we find ourselves appreciating a lot of wonders, or as we like to call them, wonderments, throughout our daily life. It's amazing what can get done when wonders are being appreciated. It doesn't mean that problems still don't come up. It means that when they do, there is wonderment-seeking mindset in place that can help us get through the challenges.
We're putting them on today. The sun is shining. It's a glorious day to do outside work. And then next time it rains, we'll have gutters.
In this Sea Tree Wonder video episode, we are appreciating daily wonders often inspired by nature while we get ready for our first road trip with our tiny house. We have got some tiny house DIY jobs, bird watching, and wonderment perspective experiences and advice to share with you. Hello friends, we are 4 life adventure buddies, best friends, mother and daughter, and 2 wonder pups on a journey to find, appreciate, and share daily wonders and joys with the world. We are transitioning from a lifestyle based in a regular house into a traveling wooden tiny house RV. We have been busy turning our longtime dreams into our reality. It hasn't all been easy, though with a daily commitment to ourselves to seek out and appreciate wonders, we are learning that life really can be wonder-filled if we appreciate all the little and big wonderments along the way. We have been pouring a lot of effort into transforming this wooden tiny house on wheels into our inspiring, non-toxic, and healthy home. Before we head out to Tiny House America as creative digital nomads, we've got a few more projects to pull together in the house before we depart our home region. Our tiny house living location for the winter months is on a farm in Northwest Washington with spectacular mountain views. As adventurers, filmmakers, artists, dancers, teachers, and writers on a mission to share inspiring wonders with the world, we have a whole lot of wonderment and tiny house adventures to share with you.
Today, I am making the very conscious choice that while I sand these boards that will be for our shelves, for the linen closet as well as for our pantry closet, to find wonder and joy. Because while there's like a zillion other things that I really gotta do and that I would like to do right now, I am outside in the sunshine on this beautiful February day working on something for our house. And isn't that delightful? I'm finding wonder. It's a whole lot more fun to find wonder than it is to be distracted on the zillions of things you gotta get done. Wonderment. time to put some finish on the wood. Wonderment. Voila! I just waxed all of the wood pieces for our shelves, and gonna let them dry outside a little bit here on this nice dry day. And then I gotta find a spot for them to dry some more over the next few days in shelter, probably in the car, and then we'll be ready to install them. So, worth all the work. They look great. A space like this could be kept as a quiet room, kind of like a meditational room. Since we don't have very much space in a tiny house, a room like this is very efficient to just meditate standing upright. It could be a comfort room where, like, kind of like having a thunder jacket, like when you get nervous or stressed out about something, you just need to go feel compressed. You could go to this room.
Your foot's out.
Oh no, my foot's out. Well, see, it's a tricky one. You have to. It could be a stand on your toes room.
Sleep vertical room.
Sleep vertical room. We could certainly hang things, a couple things. There'll only be a couple things why they could hang in here. We could put lots of, what can we put in here? Here we are in the bathroom. We have our shower, our bathtub, and we have this beautiful, nifty amount of space. This is about to become our linen closet. Now, in a lot of bigger houses, you might say, wow, this is too thin to become a closet. Not so in a tiny house. This is an opportunity for a lot of important things to be stored here. So today's in this tiny closet in our tiny house, we're going to put our tiny towel and our tiny bath towel and our tiny washcloth and our tiny roll of paper towels and our tiny roll of toilet paper and our tiny vacuum and our tiny broom and our tiny dustpan, because this is a tiny house and this tiny space can take a lot of tiny things. So today's challenge is to take this about 8-inch amount of space that's about 2 feet deep and transform it into a usable space. The hardest part, though, is going to be installing what we've created, because we can barely fit our head into this space. And in that quest to figure out a way to store things in tight spaces in a tiny house, great wonder and wonderment and awe can be found. This is a wonder of a space. So this box down here is the covering of our freshwater tank. So there's a wheel well and there's our freshwater tank. We have a door for it. It snaps in. And then this up is going to be our linen closet, and then right here, this vertical space will be where we have our brooms and such. A little challenging to get back here because this is pretty little space. Fortunately, I think I'm good for tiny houses. Wow.
Should I hand you the drill?
You're gonna have to hand me the drill. Look at this, where the screw is. Doesn't work.
Okay.
I'm going in. How was it? It was tight.
I'm ready with my chopsticks. These are the clampers to help hold it from swinging and hitting Megan in the face. I'm gonna hold it like this. From the octopus.
Yeah, where's the octopus? Oh my goodness, my arm. Hope I stay level. Because we're working on building our tiny closet in our tiny house.
We're gonna have a tiny piece of cookie per shelf.
Yeah, tiny piece of cookie per shelf. Cheers to the wonder of cookies.
Cheers! Where's this to toast? There you go.
We did it!
We did it.
We prevailed.
It's not perfect.
It wasn't quick.
Wasn't quick, but we did it, and we kept finding ways to laugh at the problems.
Yes. And so that they weren't really problems, but they were adventures. Because we're adventurers. Finding wonder.
Very adventurous cupboard. And I think it will be just fine for our
Yes.
hands.
Yay!
We have lived in Whatcom County for over 20 years in 3 different locations and houses. This region is our home, and despite us feeling like we know it so well, this winter in our tiny house, we are learning so much more about this beautiful place we love so dearly. Because of our tiny house on wheels, we are living in a new area in Whatcom County that we have never lived in before. On our frequent commutes to and from town, we're taking in sights and wonders that haven't been part of our daily lives before. The majestic Mount Baker that watches over our valley inspires endless awe and wonderment in us on our drives. The blueberry bushes, raspberry vines, and many different crop fields make up a quilt-like tapestry of textures. Depending upon the weather and the light, these crops and fields often look different from one day to the next. We feel so grateful to be living out in the northeast corner of our county to experience all this winter and early spring beauty on a daily basis. Blue sky mornings can quickly become stormy afternoons. Rain showers lead to rainbows. Every day in the Pacific Northwest can be filled with so many different kinds of weather. It's not uncommon to trade out the heavy jacket in the morning for a raincoat in the afternoon. When the winds change and blow from a new direction, it is always helpful to be prepared. Finding wonderment in Pacific Northwest daily weather means embracing each day as a new day full of surprises and delights.
Look at this beautiful sunshine. It's the middle of January, but the sun is shining, and it's like, wow, it doesn't even feel like January.
It feels like springtime. And like a spring day, clear skies, beautiful view of the mountains. Absolutely wonderful.
Yes, it's totally a day of sunshine that's filled with wonderment. It's a busy day. We've got the furnace being worked on. We've got insulation going in underneath the 4 inches of our house on each side. I'm going to do some sanding and waxing of some wood corbels. It's a busy day at Turtle Tree. It's sunny. That's a wonderment. Glorious wonderment. So these are going to be the corbels for the plant box up on the sleeping loft, main room side. And they're made from walnut, just like the box is. So they'll be really cool. Our friend helped make these, and now I'm sanding up some of the edges, and then we'll put some wax on, and then we'll be able to install them. So now I'm going to put some wax on our corbels. I love this part. This is the part where, oh, you get to see all
Wonderment.
the color and of the grain come out. Definite wonderment. Isn't that beautiful? Wonderment. This is always a very fun and exciting part, watching the color and grain come out of the wood.
Show it in the
Oh
sun.
my gosh, look at that. That's a wonderment. Wow, gorgeous. Putting wax on wood, it's gotta be one of my new favorite things because of this whole tiny house project. Glorious. It's been about 6 months since we tung oiled the exterior of our house, and over that time we've not driven it very much, only just those 6 miles, but yet we've been here in the Pacific Northwest over fall and winter, and now it's early spring, and with all that moisture and variety of stuff, I'm giving the exterior sides of our house a good washing. Actually, a sponging down I'm finding to be the most successful approach, because we don't have access to a hose to just spray the whole thing down. So I'm kind of using some water and some nice soft soap to clean the outside of our house with a sponge, and it feels really good because we definitely have like some different like stripes that have come down with just different plant stuff and algae and all that stuff that happens in a wet climate, as well as we've been graced with quite a few blessings from our bird friends, so it's cleaning the tiny house day. A big part of our quest to appreciate daily wonders really has to do with that appreciation aspect, and our house is something that we are so grateful for. And so today, as I literally sponge every surface of the exterior of our house, I just let myself feel the gratitude that I have for our house. The job of washing inch by inch our whole house isn't something that's like, whoopee, this is the funnest thing. But it's amazing how much more wonder I'm able to find when I let the task of taking care of my house, something that is very integral and sacred to my being and my shelter and my well-being, I let that be something that stirs gratitude inside me, and then I find that the task isn't as mundane, but rather almost like a great practice of gratitude, and that is a wonderment. We have bald eagles up in the tree. Wonderment. Cheers to Wonderments! delicious. There's the moon! A wonderment! It's beautiful! Today, our friend is going to help us install our truck cover for the bed of our truck. This will really help us, not only in the short term for being able to move stuff around in our truck, but also once we hit the road, this will be our vehicle. Getting the bed of our truck ready for its new cover. I just came out the back door of our tiny house and looked out at the sky, and it's incredible looking. There's like these lines, and it's these really even rippled clouds. It's very unique. I've never seen anything like it. It's a total wonderment, like a stop what you're doing and stare at the sky moment. Really cool. Really cool. I'm gonna try to film it and see if we can get it to look like at least part of how amazing it looks in real life on video for you. it's our last night here on the farm, and it's been a really crazy windy and rainy day. Windy as usual, but even stronger today. But now the clouds are parting, the winds are calming, and the sky is just stunning. The clouds are like illuminated by the sun, and they're like blowing out and making really cool shapes. And the blue sky is stunning. And there's the sunset back there. And I'm just filled with so much gratitude. We have had the most amazing time here on the farm. The first location where we've been actually living in our tiny house. And it's time to move on now. And so we're getting everything ready and to move our tiny house with our things in it for the first time. So there's lots to do. But that means there's no less reason to feel wonderment.
We're experiencing a most beautiful evening. We had a storm all day. It's our last day here, and now it's just gorgeous. We're just so thankful to have stayed at this place. Some of the things I really love here, the sunrises and the sunsets.
We're all hooked up and we're about to leave the farm and take our tiny house to an RV technician shop to be able to get some upgrades that we really need to have done to be able to be more mobile. So we're saying goodbye to this most amazing place that has been our home the last few months, been our first location to live in our tiny house, and we're going to be off on new adventures. Goodbye to this view that's been our amazing place to live for the last few months, and now we're on to new ones. I guess that's one of the wonderments of having a house on wheels.
We departed the farm at the end of March 2021 and took our home on wheels into an RV shop for some upgrades. We then picked up our house and began our local nomadic life between a couple nearby RV campgrounds. This is our training practice because we are about to embark on our first big road trip with our traveling tiny house on wheels. Be sure to subscribe to our Sea Tree Wonder channel because you won't want to miss what we have coming up to share with you. In our next video, we are hitting the road and towing our tiny house about 450 miles through a giant city and over and down mountain ranges on our way to Northeast Oregon. Subscribe to our channel, give this video a thumbs up, and leave us a comment of one of your wonderments. We are building a community of people finding and sharing wonderments with each other here on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, and also on Patreon through the special Sea Tree Wondrous community. See you next time, friends, for a new, inspiring, epic Finding Wonder video episode adventure.